This is Paul Chase, and this is my persuasive speech for Communication 115. Here's my audience. Thank you all for coming. I'd like to talk to you about how parents should talk to their kids about illegal drugs and educate them on the dangers, consequences, and the effects illegal drug use can have on their lives. In this day and age, parents need to communicate more with their children to help them understand what is right, what is wrong, and what can potentially hurt them. Children live in a much different world now compared to the world their parents grew up in. Children of all ages are easily influenced by technology, movies, and music, and all of these influential components are easily accessible to children and contain a variety of sex, violence, and drugs. Music and movies are probably the biggest influences on our children when it comes to drugs. I can't count how many times I have heard a song that promotes the use of marijuana and other drugs, or how many movies I have seen in which drug use was performed in one way or other. I do know that our children are impacted by this, and parents need to step in and educate their children on how dangerous drugs are. Most parents don't even realize the effects or magnitude these influential things have on their children, while other parents just choose to ignore it. When it comes to the use of illegal drugs and how easily a child can come in contact with it, it just can't be ignored or overlooked in any way. There are many drugs kids can easily come in contact with. These drugs are marijuana, cocaine, crack, Molly and ecstasy, methamphetamine or meth for short, heroin, and a variety of prescription drugs. Marijuana is arguably the most used drugs by teenagers today, especially in schools. Monitoring the Future, MTF, is a survey program which measures drug use among children ranging from 8 to 10 years old. And it found that marijuana use has risen 5% since the early 2000s. 7% of 8th graders, 18% of 10th graders, and 22.7% of 12th graders have all admitted to smoking marijuana, at which most say they smoke it every day. Marijuana is a natural drug in the form of a plant or flower bud and can be either smoked or eaten. Just recently, in 2012, marijuana has been legalized in a number of states and can now be purchased in many storefronts known as dispensaries. Although you must be 21 years or older to buy marijuana, these dispensaries do provide an easy way for teens to get a hold of this drug. Cocaine is a drug that can speed up a person's heart rate and is linked to a number of deaths in America. According to MTF, there are around 1 million cocaine addicts in America, and 12% of those are 21 years and younger. Crack, which is also cocaine in the form of a rock, is much more addictive than the powder cocaine itself and is responsible for many drug overdoses and drug abuse deaths. It is very addictive. It's a very addictive drug, and one try is all it takes to get you hooked. Molly and ecstasy are mixed with MDMA, which is a medication depressant. These drugs can cause rapid heartbeat, panic attacks, and seizures. Molly and ecstasy are synthetic drugs which are mostly used by partygoers in nightclubs. And like marijuana, they are promoted in songs we hear on the radio every day. A study by NIDA for Teens explains that Molly and ecstasy are man-made drugs that are making their way to our children more and more every day, and they're easy to get to and cheap to buy. Methamphetamine, or meth for short, is a stimulant drug that is chemically similar to amphetamines. Stimulants are a class of drugs that can boost mood, increase feelings of well-being, and increase energy and alertness. But they also have a dangerous side, like raising heart rate and blood pressure. Meth is also very cheap to make and contains various dangerous ingredients like drain cleaner, antifreeze, and battery acids, which can be bought over the counter at any store. As most of us have heard, there have been people who have been arrested making this drug in their homes. These are called meth labs, and more of these meth labs are opening up shop all over the country. Heroin is an opiate drug that is made from morphine, a naturally occurring substance taken from the seed pod of the Asian opium poppy plant. Short-term effects of heroin include a rush of good feelings and clouded thinking. For the first several hours after taking heroin, people just want to sleep, and their heart rate and breathing slow down considerably. When the drug wears off, people feel a strong urge to take more. This is a very addictive drug. According to a survey taken by NIDA for teens, 6% out of 1,000 teens in grade 8, 10, and 12 admitted to using heroin at least once last year. Usually kids know the effects of illegal drugs but don't understand the dangers they possess. Drugs change the way the body and mind function. It slows your way of thinking and can change your appearance. Using drugs can have an impact on your decision making and can make you do things to hurt yourself and others. It has led to teen pregnancy, dropping out of school, homelessness, losing jobs, jail time, causes health issues, and even death. Drug use has led to many suicide attempts from teens, in which most have been successful. Some kids have died from drug overdose from a drug they tried from the very first time. Most drugs are very addictive and can lead to other drugs that are more dangerous and addictive. According to a study from the National Survey on Drug Use and Health, NSDUH, an estimated 20.4 million people in the United States use some kind of illicit and illegal drugs in the past 30 days, and according to the latest government statistics, about 8.3 of them were children 12 years and older, who are involved in the use of illegal drugs or non-medical prescription drugs. Children can get drugs from almost anywhere, from a friend or a stranger, a family member, or even over the internet. And I believe it is our God-given duty to talk with our kids about how important they are to our future and that there is no future with the use of illegal drugs. There are many different resources parents can use to educate themselves in helping to talk to their kids about the dangers drug use can cause. Many different drug awareness programs and classes they can take in aiding themselves and their kids as well. Resources like the DARE program, Drug Abuse Resistant Education, an international education program founded by Daryl Gates in 1984. This program seeks to prevent the use of illegal drugs. This program seeks to prevent the use of illegal drugs. Or YSAPPA, Youth Substance Abuse Prevention Programs Archive, which offers a collection of drug prevention kits aimed at preventing or reducing the use of tobacco, alcohol, and drugs by teens. There are many more programs just like these at our fingertips. They can aid all of us in talking to our kids about the dangers of drugs. So you see, it is very important to communicate and talk to our children about illegal drugs and the effect it can have on them. It is very important that they understand the influences and temptations that are out there when it comes to this subject. The more we educate our children, the more strong-minded they become as adults, the better decisions they make as adults, and their chances of using illegal drugs as adults will be greatly reduced. We can't depend on technology like music, television, and the internet to do it, so we must step up as parents and help lead the way. I'm sure the last thing parents of teens want to do is visit their children in a drug rehab center, jail, or even a cemetery, because those are the roads drugs can lead. And after all, isn't it our duty as parents to make sure our kids are safe from harm, well educated, and taught to make the right decisions that have positive consequences? Of course it is, and it must start with you, the parent. Thank you.